Welcome to this week's Hymn of the Week. This week we have ELW 455, Crashing Waters at Creation. Sylvia G. Dunstan wrote the text for this hymn, and unfortunately she only lived 38 years. She did battle cancer for towards the end of her life. She was a parish minister in the United Church of Canada and also prison chaplain, and she really championed three ideas and concepts throughout her life as we understand today. One, and before I mention them, all three of those are actually listed in this hymn, so it's a great way to remember the gift and the spirit of Sylvia. So the first one was she would often reflect about those in need. We see this here in verse 2 of the hymn as the captives passed on through, washing off the chains of bondage, and they channel to a new life, right? And she also, of course, was a great lyricist and writer. And we see this here as the whole topic of this life-changing event of Jesus' baptism is rekindled through the words of crashing waters, parting water, cleansing water, and living water. So 4 different ways of looking at it. Then, the third one and last one was her love of liturgy. And we see that through a lot of her writings, even some of the other hymns that she composed. Here it's pretty obvious in verse 1, crashing waters at creation ordered by the Spirit's breath, explaining what's happening with Jesus' baptism in the Gospels. And then first to witness day's beginning from the brightness of night's death. This is the reference to creation in Genesis 1. So living liturgy right in front of her eyes. So Sylvia G. Dunstan certainly was a very gifted writer. The tune Stuttgart is really, as far as we know, attributed to Christian Friedrich Witt, and he was from Altenburg, Germany. And a very famous, I guess you could say, collection, Psalmodia Sacra, in 1715. He was the editor and compiler of that collection. And over 100 of those tunes were composed by Witt. This one, of course, Stuttgart, came with the text sollte es gleich, or it would mean should it soon. So you can see how possibly that selection of that tune would fit this text. And he was also a vocal and instrumental composer. We know that he composed over 60 cantatas, and when we listen to this first line, you can hear that cantata. Maybe you can't. Let's try it again. So the instrumental gift of the repeated notes, but also lyrical, and leaving room for the musician to expand, explore, and be creative with a line that's simple but yet interesting. And if we know that from our cantatas, we know that's often how arias are constructed. So very similar to a cantata, shape and form. So here's Crashing Waters at Creation. Crashing waters at creation, ordered by the Spirit's breath, first to witness day's beginning from the brightness of night's death. Parting waters stood and trembled as the captives passed on through, washing off the chains of bondage, channeled to a life made new. Cleansing water once at Jordan, closed around the one foretold, open to reveal the glory ever new and ever old. Living water never ending, quench the thirst and flood our dryness make us whole. So as we move into the baptism of Jesus this Sunday, we can remember crashing waters, parting water, cleansing water, and living water. Maybe thinking of the story of the baptism through that mind, through that point of view. Thank you very much for listening to Hymn of the Week.